Welcome back to another episode of Sip and Scout. My name is Marquise Cheney, and I'm gonna be taking y'all back to France, man. I'm taking y'all back to France to look at another French prospect. On our last episode, we talked about Alex Sarr, 7'1" Frenchman from the Perth Wildcats. Talked about does he make sense for the Hawks for the number one pick? That's a great video. I had a good time doing that, and there's a lot of conversation on that video in the comment section. So definitely check out that video, jump into the combo, or just let me know here. Do you think the Atlanta Hawks should pick Alex Sarr, or do you think we should consider Zaccharie Risacher, the 19-year-old from Borg? I don't think so. I'm gonna tell you now. I don't think so. I don't think. I mean, if you watch the first video, I'm gonna let you know. I didn't think we should get Alex Sarr. I don't think we should get Zaccharie Risacher. And honestly, before I even jump into the film, man, I like both prospects. I want to be mad at either one joining the Hawks. I just know that we have a roster that's timeline is ending very soon, and we need to add impact players. So when I look at that first pick, I'm more interested in trading it, even though it's only been done a handful of times in NBA history. I'm more interested in being that guy that trades number one pick for Mikal Bridges. Hmm. But speaking of Mikal Bridges, this is a guy that is kind of comparable now I think about it. We'll jump into his tape, man. Like Mikal Bridges, um, he's a versatile wing, man. And like you see at the top right corner, every team desires a young, versatile wing who can knock down shots. However, this player is not a shot creator, and he's better suited for a 3-and-D role. While he has a good understanding of the game, he may not be a top player for an NBA team. And I hope no one sees it and takes it as a knock, right? I mean, I think every team needs role players, and I think he can be one of those elite role players. And I think his role, if nothing else, can be a shooter. I mean, as we see here, quick trigger, bang. He's gonna spot up in that corner. He's gonna let it fly. He's gonna make you pay if you leave him open. I mean, as we see, 3 straight highlights of him shooting corner threes. As you see here, has a little movement, has a good base, good foundation, lets it fly, comes around the screen, lets it fly, comes around the screen, bang, bang. I mean, I think we all get it. The guy can shoot, and I think that's going to be his strength day one when it comes to the league, man. He's grown over the past couple of seasons as a shooter, and I think he has a good opportunity to just be a really good NBA shooter. Like, man, I really should say a really good catch and shooter in the NBA. So off top, quick trigger, that's going to give him options, right? Because now when he shoots, I mean, boom, ball doesn't even come down. Now I can open my bag up in a little bit. And I think that's one of his next best strengths when I watch his tape is his shot selection. So since he has that good jumper, teams close out on him hard. And he's able to take advantage of this, as you can see. These guys are closing out hard, one dribble, Euro step, finish with his left. Close out hard, get off me, you little baby, 2 dribbles, finish with the right. I mean, as you can see, he just has a good overall feel for the game. And that's exciting. Like, one thing about shooters is, we had one on the Hawks in Garrison Matthews. He was either going to shoot a three or he wasn't shooting. And I think when you look at, Richard Sher's highlights, you look at his tape, his games, he's willing to get downhill. He's willing to use his height, his size to his advantage. And he can do that in a half-court offense. And he can also do this in transition, as you see here. I mean, again, with his length, he's going to be able to finish. And he's a solid finisher. I mean, as you can see, he cocks it back like LeBron and finishes. I mean, this is impressive. And one thing you definitely see is him finishing with the left and the right. So, again, we know he's going to be able to shoot that jumper. We know he's going to be able to put it on the floor. He's going to be able to attack closeouts. And as we can see here, he's going to be able to finish in transition, man. I mean, he should, right? At 6'8", 6'9", 6'10", he should be able to finish. And one thing he also should be able to do is defend. And I think He defends well. His defensive instinct is borderline elite. And when I talk about defensive instinct, man, a lot of that is off ball. You know, he puts himself in position a lot, and he almost gives you this subtle ability to protect the rim with his size. Like teams aren't just going to take advantage of him. Um, you know, you see it here. I mean, his instinct. His guys running to the corner to clear out for this pick and roll is very obvious. So let me use my size and let me fill up this little void in the paint. Easy still. With his instinct, he was able to be two steps ahead of the passer. I mean, easy still. I mean, as we see here, I mean, the guy wasn't, trying to get past him. He had good balance, got a good contest on that shot. I mean, as we were just watching the tape, man, he's just solid in multiple ways. He can move his feet, he can contest shots without fouling, and he can also give you a little bit of rim protection. Um, I mean, it's a great thing to see. Now, when you look at his weaknesses, I do think that is one of his flaws, though. I do think he is limited athletically, so I think he is going to be beat by some NBA guards or some NBA small forwards. I mean, as we see there, he recovered, but I think in the league, a guy that gets past him is just going to be past him, and that could create problems for team's defense in the half court. But either way, man, at 19 to have these type of defensive instincts, I feel like puts him in a good spot going forward. I really like him as a prospect, man. I don't love him as a prospect for the Hawks because I do think he needs time to develop. But I think if a team's patient, this is going to be a great addition to a team. I mean, he's giving me Clay Thompson vibes. He's definitely giving me Clay, or he's even giving me a little DeAndre Hunter. I mean, he he's shown a little bit of DeAndre Hunter, if you ask me, which isn't a bad thing. It's not a bad thing, but it's something you had to consider. When you had a number one pick, is all right. How can this guy contribute? And when I watch his tape, I think he's going to be a solid overall offensive player. He'll excel well next to a guy like Trey Young, like DeAndre Fox. He'll be great as a third option, fourth option. And I see him coming in and being a versatile defender. A guy that's going to be able to guard 2 through 8, or excuse me, 2 through 4. I don't know where I got 8 from, but he's going to be able to guard guards. He's going to be able to guard some forwards. So I think, again, this is a prospect I like. He's gaining a lot of height recently. In the semifinal game, he played 29 minutes. He scored 28 points, and he was 5 for 7 for 3. And, that caught a lot of people's attention. So I think he'll continue to create buzz. He'll continue to be in that conversation. But I just don't think the Hawks are in position to get this guy right now with our current roster. I want to make sure that's clear for all these sipping scouts. This is with the Hawks' current roster. So let me know what y'all think. I know a lot of people are like, Mark, stop overthinking it. It's Alex Sarr. But I got to talk about it. We got to have these conversations. So definitely appreciate y'all for watching another episode of Sip and Scout. I didn't even take too many sips this episode as I sip on my tea. Y'all let me know what y'all think, man, about this prospect, though, for real. Um, he's interesting. He's interesting, and I can see the hype.